know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
Yeah.
So you start recording music in 2020.
Right.
And before that, you said when you got out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get out of jail?
I want to say it was 2019. 2019, 2018, 2019 transition.
Somewhere around there. So that was just straight juvenile because you were still juvenile.
Yes, I was. They sent me to Duval County. Jacksonville.
Sure.
Yeah. So they sent me to Duval County all the way from Palm Beach, and I did like 2 years. It was pretty serious. We were labeled as menace to society because when you're a juvenile, they'll give you a slap in the wrist, and when you're a kid and you're running wild, you're a little lost. Till I turned 21, I'm still a delinquent. So
they sent you to Jacksonville because they didn't want you guys to be in the same spot.
Because you cannot. No, you can. I can't be in the same mod, the same dorm.
You can't. Right. Why? Because you're related.
Yeah. You could. I mean, they consider it a gang thing.
I mean,
you could jump some people. Yeah.
Right, yeah, you can team up.
Yeah.
So that's why they sent you to Jacksonville and you stayed.
No, that's not why. Basically, it's like the same thing as an adult where you sit down in county and when you get sentenced, they send you to prison. So basically, I sat down in a juvenile detention center waiting and I did dead time. I didn't get no time served. And then what's it called? Because I literally, the day I got committed, because that's what you get sentenced as a juvenile, they consider committed. The day I got committed, they passed a law where you cannot get you can't get released home and wait till you go up the road. So you had to sit. You can't get no house arrest. This and that. You have to sit. So you had to sit down and wait until you get transferred to the program that you're supposed to go to, and then that's when your time starts. I put those on everything. I'm not lying. I'm the one that sat the most out of everybody. I did 7 months dead time in juvenile detention. Everybody asked me. Everyone kept telling me, "You sat here the longest in here," and I'm like, "Why?" They're like, "They just keep red flagging because you keep getting in fights. You keep going to confinement." Okay. But I didn't really believe that. I'm like, that's a myth. They just don't want me to.
Well, getting in fights when you're in custody is not really.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. But you could get in fights in there. Yeah, and juvenile detention. Now, when they send you to a gram, it's called a gram. When they send you like a juvenile prison, in Duval, when they say that, you catch time for fighting.
I remember being in jail in Florida. I was in jail in Orlando.
For
there's
Orlando.
10 days.
Orlando is a tough spot.
It was 10 days that I was sentenced to for my second DUI, and I did all 10 days. And I remember, like, they had us in, like, a big fucking, like, gymnasium with all bunk beds. There had to have been 100 fucking bunk beds.
Open Bay.
Yeah.
I didn't know Orange County is open bay.
It was 1996. Had to have been 100 bunk beds.
1996.
And if you fucked around... Yeah, if you fucked around, if you got in any trouble...
This guy's been around for a while.
Yeah, I'm old. If you got in any trouble, they would say... Pack your things. Well, you had like a little fucking not a mat. It was like a busboy bin. Like bag. A plastic bin. Yeah, they would say pack your shit.
No, it's a little toothbrushes.
You're going whether they say you're gonna go down to like the dungeon or whatever, and the implication was that because you couldn't even take a piss without being on camera. Everything was on camera.
Even in the bathroom.
Yeah. Even in the bathroom. Yeah. Even in the bathroom. And if you got in trouble, then pack your things meant you're going down into like the dungeon where presumably everything isn't on camera and you're not safe.
Can I ask you a question? No.
You're like, cool, I get to jerk off now.
No, but where when you locked up, they don't care. They're jerk off on camera. I did it when I was in confinement.
I snuck a couple out.
Steve still jerks off on camera.
I saw a camera right in the corner. It was like a little camera. It's like hidden. And I'm like, I'm gonna jerk my dick off right in camera, and then I'm gonna rap right after. Yeah, I know in the confinement cells I had a camera, but not in our confinement. Confinement. But in the regular cells, they didn't have a camera. But in confinement, there's people that don't care. They'll jerk off on camera. Yeah, but Steve, let me ask you a question. As crazy as you are when you were in jail, how did that feel? Were you going crazy?
I mean, it was only 10 days.
It's only 10 days. Did you know you was getting out?
Well, I knew that I was gonna get sentenced to some time because there was no way of me saying I wasn't drunk driving. I mean, they got me. Yeah. They got me good. It was my second drunk driving. What are you doing?
Didn't you say you got me when you got pulled over?
Yeah, that was my first DUI, so you got me. The second one I tried to kind of put up a fight, but it wasn't gonna work. And what it was I lived in like around like Boca Raton. I was West Palm Beach area.
Palm Beach.
And I had gotten arrested while I was at a skateboarding convention in Orlando. Drunk. And I was drunk as a motherfucker. And so I had to go back to Orlando for my arraignment. And I just said, hey, man, like I could barely afford the fucking Greyhound bus to get to Orlando. I don't want to go back and then back and forth and back and forth. I showed up to my arraignment and I asked for permission to plead guilty right away and go straight into jail to just get it all done in one trip.
And just 10 days.
10 days,
and
yeah.
They told you it was 10 days?
Yep, they told me it was 10 days, and
I wouldn't think nothing of it, too. Sit down.
I'm not saying I you know.
So when you came out, how did you feel?
Well, I was stoked as hell because they let me have paper and a pencil, and I started writing my fucking. I wrote jailhouse memoirs. I wrote my story.
Were you Steve-O at the time?
I did. The first fucking thing I wrote on my first page was, "Hello, they call me Steve-O, but I'm thinking about switching back to Steve Glover because I've kind of begun a career now, and I don't know if I want a nickname when I'm famous." That's the first fucking shit I wrote.
And that's your full name, Steve Glover?
No, my real name is Stephen Glover, yeah. I ended up like, you know, doing a show, and I called myself Steve-O, and the crowd was chanting Steve-O. And I was like, all right,
so what got you big exactly? Because I used to watch you as a kid, but I used to look at you like a stunt double, like, you know.
Yeah, not a stunt double. I was just a stunt asshole.
Stunt single.
So I would see you get you know, shot in the ass.
Yeah, I did a bunch of dumbass shit. We had a show on MTV, and we ended up making it into movies and stuff, and that all began in year 2000.
Yeah.
And now it's so it's been 22 years.
I bet your ass has a whole bunch of scars from BB guns getting shot.
Hey, can I ask you a question? I saw a video you getting punched by what UFC fighter in the stomach?
Oh, I didn't get punched by a UFC fighter in the stomach. I think that had to have been somebody else.
Was that when he broke his nose on Mike Tyson's fist?
Man, you got punched in the stomach at a hotel room.
I don't think that was me. That doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but in any case, man, I've been at it for a long time. I've been in jail a bunch of times, and you know, and I get it. You said you were down in the juvie for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. He was too.
Both of you.
I just did a little bit more time because
you had the aggravated with the firearm.
No, I did.
Oh, you had the aggravated.
That was when I was an adult, though.
Yeah, that's when he was an adult.
I mean, that's a gnarly one. I saw that, and I was like, damn, firearm.
I mean, I beat the charge,
Yeah,
but
beat the charge.
Good.
I mean, somebody tried to try him in Miami.
You know how it is in South Beach.
Someone tried to try him in Miami in South Beach, and I said, "Where you at?" I pull up, and I put a gun. I said, "It was a 6 foot tall guy." I'm not gonna lie. He did that for me because I told him, I'm like, yo, somebody's trying to fight him. I said, okay, so I'll pull up and I put the red beam on, and once you know
they got scared and they ran.
And he ran to the police
and they called the cops.
Red beam, dude. That's just creepy.
He was scared. He ran. A 6 foot tall guy.
Anybody would have.
I'm 6 feet tall. I would run too.
No. He was bigger than you.
Yeah, there is nothing pussy about running from a red beam
on your forehead.
Right.
And he was a gangster, and he went police.
Yeah, I mean, hey, dude.
You know.
I bonded out the same night. My bond was high as fuck.
You know, it's 3 of them, right?
It was 3 of them. They ran like a bitch. Yeah. My bond was high as fuck, and I was sitting in Miami in TRK or something like that.
It was around this time actually, like spring break. There were tourists. I know they.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, you know, I got all these tattoos at the time already. I'm like, I look like a celebrity. One staff tried to call me a 6'9". I said, don't call me no fucking 6'9".
What's 6'9"?
And
What's 6'9"?
6'9".
Yeah, she tried to call me 6'9", and she threw me in confinement because I called her a bitch. So when she threw me in confinement, I'm freezing cold. I'm shirtless with all my tattoos. And I said, I prayed, and I said, I am never going back in here. And then one of the staff members says, hey, man, I like you, man. Come out real quick. I'm going to take you out of confinement. Fuck what she's talking about. And let's get you up. We're going to put you all the way upstairs and stuff like that, put you dressed up. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm just trying to get bonded out. He's like, oh, what did you do? Your bond's pretty high. And I'm like, did you shoot? I'm like, no, I did not.
Anytime your charge starts with the word aggravated, that's bad.
And I knew it. So I asked the cop. So how many times did you charge me with aggravated assault? She said 1 time. And then I go in there and they charged me twice. And I said, oh, okay.
There's aggravated assault with a firearm, and then there was like improperly showing a weapon or something. There was some weird shit. It's pretty serious.
What does the word aggravated mean in that sense?
Aggravated means
like pissed?
Like it's a violent charge.
there's aggravated homicide. There's like it's sort of like just like you went all in.
Yeah,
like,
It's like you.
But it was a self defense thing. I mean, the guy was trying to fight him and stuff like that. I mean, like, are you trying to fight?
You keep forgetting it was a group of
people. It was a group of people
trying to dyke.
Right.
Trying to jump him. And I'm like, bro, you're not gonna jump him.
Well, I'm glad you beat the charge.
It's so funny because his charges were way more serious. His lawyer was cheaper, and he beat those charges. And
then the other one that I got charged with,
bullshit.
The other one I got charged with was false.
I wouldn't be surprised if it had something to do with the people. Yeah, they called the cops at first, but they probably didn't stick around to come cooperate in court.
No, right.
That's probably had something to do with
it. You're right about that. Because I told you they're from a different state. You're right about that.
Right.
I told them, don't worry. I'm like, they're not gonna even testify. They're not gonna do this.
America. If you thought Jackass Forever was crazy, oh boy, do I have a show for you. It's a multimedia comedy show called The Bucket List Tour. And the stuff I filmed for this show is way too hot for Jackass. Like the general anesthesia bike ride, the vasectomy Olympics, and skyjacking. The footage is so intense, we have full-grown men passing out at almost every city this bus goes to. So if you think you can handle it, get your tickets right now at stevo.com. Yeah.